As part of its mission, North Dakota Workforce Safety and Insurance has a program designed to help companies reduce work-related injuries and workers' comp claims. Jessica Baumgartner from Pro Rehab joins us today to explain. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for having me on the show.
Okay, well, I was doing a little bit of research, and Pro Rehab is doing this program, so we want to get people a little bit more information. But if you're not familiar with this program, can you kind of explain it?
Sure. This is a program that's come about from WSI. They've done some studies and they've looked at claims that have come about over the years, and it's really, they've seen an increase in the number of work-related ergonomic injuries. So what that means is repetitive stress injuries and cumulative trauma injuries from repetitive use have really triggered a lot of claims. And so what they want to do is do a preventative program. So this is what this is all about, is really to prevent injuries from happening. Certainly addressing the reactive ones that have already happened, but also the prevention of injuries is the main thing.
Oh, okay. So all businesses in North Dakota who have an active WSI account qualify?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, all North Dakota businesses. I have received calls from Minnesota, and
okay.
Unfortunately we cannot address those businesses in Minnesota because it's strictly North Dakota. What it is a grant and state funded program that provides assistance, a 3-to-1 ratio, to all North Dakota businesses. So whether you are in construction, office, healthcare, trucking, oil and gas, you name it, I've been to all different facilities to help them.
And sometimes it might seem like just something small or minor, and it's not that, but it can turn into something much bigger if it's not addressed.
Yes, and that's what they were seeing, is that something acute or something that's minor was turning into more chronic or major issues, which actually then the claims were really high because people were in surgery, had lost time of work, so they really were seeing an increase in those numbers with more chronic cases. So they're trying to get ahead of it and be more proactive with this to really get a preventative approach.
And could you give some examples? Because you said there's several, from construction to in an office, very different career fields. But what's an example of some of the injuries that could happen?
I've been with working with the firefighters in Fargo, and we've worked on, like, they had neck strain from like their helmets being too heavy with all the cameras and the things on it. So I've helped them with something like that, and even in construction with skidsters, telehandlers, you name it. There's great opportunity to get people the equipment they need. A lot of what I do has been in the office setting, so it's been a lot of requests for sit-stand desks. So people sitting at a desk all day have really been hurting. So it's a matter of getting them like an electronic desk where they can stand for part of the day, and like things like headsets, just things that can help them to minimize strain on their body throughout the day. Also, I've been to healthcare, to a lot of dental offices, to help them with better chairs, procedural tables for their patients. So it's really very, very wide open.
Oh, that's interesting. You kind of break it down, because if you think it seems obvious, yes, a firefighter might have much different, but it doesn't mean it's any less of a problem in an office setting.
Right, right. So usually there's some sort of issue that they need to address, and I come out and do an assessment. Once they pick us as a vendor under the program, and we'll get into that, how to apply, then they can pick us as a vendor. We can come out and do a walkthrough of their facility. So there may be issues that they never thought of that I could bring up and say, let's really address this so this doesn't become an issue. But a lot of times the workers will be able to help me with, like, this is what we really feel like we need to help with the injuries in our facility.
So how do you apply for this?
You can apply for this by going on our website, www.prorehabfargo.com, and you can go on, there's a link on there to be able to sign up, or you can go on the WSI link as well.
Okay, so easy to apply.
Easy to apply, and we're in phase 2 right now. There was a trial phase, then we were at phase 1, now phase 2. So what happens is it's all based off of the premiums you pay to WSI, as well as the size of your company and the risk level of injury to your company. So it varies from $5,000 in grant money all the way up to $40,000, depending on what's going on in your facility.
Interesting. Great stuff. Jessica from Pro Rehab, where they are, doing the program there, just call and ask some questions.
Yes, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Great idea. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
Stay with us. Coming up next, going above and beyond for clients, how finding the right real estate agent can make a big difference.